Welcome to the Wednesday edition of FreightWaves Now. I'm Emily Szink. We're talking e-commerce today, but not about Amazon. What Canadian company is trying to compete? But first, we start with your carrier update.
Welcome to your Wednesday carrier update sponsored by AT&T Business. My name is Kyle Cunningham. Let's go ahead and jump right into what's happening all across the USA. First off, let's move to North Dakota. North Dakota, Bismarck, talking about huge reefer moves as of yesterday. 20.29 on the refrigerated tendered freight rejections. That's looking real good for the frozen trailers. As a whole, the market at 10.54% on the rejections, up 21% from yesterday. Real good favorability for the carriers. Pulling a van trailer, not the best, 6.8%, possibly one to avoid. But staying inside of the state, you're looking at 927 miles outbound average length of haul from Bismarck. So really great market to take a look at today. Let's talk about what's happening outside of Bismarck, inside of Fargo. Let's look and see. We are talking about yet again that white line, your refrigerated tendered freight. 23.56% on the rejections. Great market to take a look at today. And as always, same story with the van, 7.35, kind of trending down. Fargo, same story. Good outbound length of haul, almost 900 miles for all the carriers rolling out of Fargo. Now let's go ahead down to Southwest, see what's going on in El Paso, Texas. For as good as the good was, the bads finally showed up. Looks like it's going to be trending down. Still a carrier's market, 14.54. That's pretty good. Definitely taking a line down. So possibly look for a return down to around 10% rejections. Keeping it a carrier's market, but the lead time in El Paso, 3 days. So if you're looking to get an in or out, plan for 3 days. Now, I'd like to go ahead and show you guys a new feature inside of Sonar that's talking about our outbound average length of haul. So let's look at this map here. The darker the blue, the longer the miles. So up here in the Great North and maybe a little bit of the Northeast, that's a place to take a look at. As always, stay tuned to FreightWaves Now for your carrier updates.
Improve your fleet's efficiency with AT&T Fleet Complete, a 4G solution for tracking vehicles and simplifying ELD compliance. AT&T Fleet Complete, delivering fleet solutions for every business.
Welcome to FreightWaves Weather. The three things you need to know for your Wednesday. Yes, severe storms across parts of the plains, the center of the country for the next few days. But the focus for the severe storms today is going to be out just east of the Rockies. So from parts of eastern Colorado up into Wyoming, South Dakota, in this orange shaded area here, particularly western Kansas, parts of western Nebraska, areas of I-70, I-80, and I-25 through this region. Yes, there will be very gusty winds at times, some really heavy downpours, large hail, overall those severe storms with those winds possibly getting to 60 miles per hour or faster. So that's going to be trouble for some drivers through this region. And then the severe threat shifts a little bit eastward of those areas as we head into tomorrow and on Friday. Now shifting a little bit southward towards the Gulf Coast, also areas out in the western United States like California, down towards the Phoenix area as well. We're looking at very, very extremely hot weather. So right here along the Gulf Coast, these areas that are kind of shaded in gray, they're heat advisories from eastern Texas all the way over to the Florida Panhandle, the deep south, where the heat index could get up to 110 degrees. And then out west from Phoenix and Yuma into the Sacramento Valley of California, these areas that are kind of shaded in the orange right here, we're talking about actual temperatures getting up to 110 to 120 degrees. And in parts of Texas, the heat index will be possibly above 110. So the message for drivers, of course, drink lots of water. And when you are stuck outside, whether you're loading, unloading, waiting for that load, or if you have to pull over to the side of the road for some reason, get out of your truck, just make sure that you've been drinking plenty of water. Know the signs of heat exhaustion as well. If you're outside for a while and you start to feel dizzy or a little nauseous, that means that you could be coming down with heat stroke or at least heat exhaustion. So you want to get inside in the air conditioning as quickly as you can. Last thing for today, we're going to head out to the Pacific. We have a tropical storm which is named Kurosa, and that is going to be heading towards Japan, probably making landfall in the southern part of Japan later tonight there local time and into the early part of Thursday. And so right now winds are at about 60 miles per hour with this particular storm. It's probably not going to get a lot stronger. Winds will probably still be at about 50 to 60 miles per hour when it makes landfall within the next 12 to 24 hours. But There could be at least minor delays for some of the ports in the area, including Nagoya, which is the largest port in Japan, and Osaka port is not too far from there as well. So expect just minor delays around some of those ocean shipping lanes around southern parts of Japan and in eastern China for the next couple of days or so. Those are the 3 things you need to know about for today. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Have a great day and be careful out there.
We always talk about who could compete with Amazon. Well, Canadian-based Shopify is trying to do that. They announced that they're going to have nationwide fulfillment centers. Talk about this. This is a big deal.
Right. So everybody's always talking about who can be that number 2 competitor to Amazon in e-commerce. Well, like you said, Shopify made a recent announcement that they're going to be building out a nationwide fulfillment center. Now, this is a big deal because if you look historically, Shopify's big customers are small and medium-sized businesses. And if you think about them getting a robust online presence, there was really only 2 options. You could go with Fulfillment by Amazon, which is their marketplace business, where they'll fulfill your e-commerce for you for a 15 to 20% cut out of the business. Or you could basically go, if you've ever been to a small business's website, you go with the post office and it takes 7 business days to get your package and you still pay $10 for that. Or you can overnight it on FedEx. Well, what this really does is it creates more of a level playing field for those small and medium-sized businesses to get you that 2-day shipping at a cheaper price and sort of compete with Amazon.
And there are some advantages to using Shopify versus Amazon. We talk about giving away all of your data if you're a part of Amazon. How does this differ?
Exactly. So there's 2 main issues that retailers are going to love working with Shopify. Number 1, they're not a retailer, so it's an independent alternative. They're not going to compete with you. Like you said, so when you use Amazon's Fulfillment by Amazon, you're giving over the customer experience, you're giving over the customer data, and not always, but it has been rumored that later times they can use that and turn around and compete with you. And there's one other big angle that people really like Shopify for, and retailers are all about branding, right? When you use Shopify, you can brand your products and market them however you want. So if you use Amazon, though, we all know the boxes that you get. I get home every day and I have an Amazon box. It's that brown box with that blue and black Amazon tape. You use Shopify, you can market and brand and package things however you want.
So if I'm a clothing retailer, it will look almost like my store is shipping you my product.
Exactly. It's basically completely anonymous. It makes you look good. They think that they got that cheaply in 2 days, just like they would on Amazon, and it looks like it came from you, directly from you.
This is big. How soon do you think that Shopify will become more of a household name?
That's the crazy thing is they kind of run under the radar. They're a $35 billion company. The stock is up like 400% this year, or almost 4 times. But I would say a lot of people haven't even heard of them or don't even know who they are, probably because they're out of Ottawa, Canada. But right now, I think it will take a little while. Obviously, Amazon has spent like 20 years and billions of dollars building out their fulfillment network. This is not going to be a day 1 success story. It will take time, but on the margin, I do think this is a really good independent alternative and a company that is going to leverage those billions of dollars in spending needed to build out this network. Shopify can do it across their merchant network of over 800,000 customers in 175 countries. So you finally have that sort of second option that can help you compete with Amazon.
Yeah, we always talk about no one really could be the Amazon, but we need a big competitor, and Shopify is definitely someone to watch. Thank you, Seth Holm, for being with us, and we will keep our eye on this company. We wanted to know what the overall mood amongst brokers across the nation is, and here to explain that is Kevin Hill. We're talking, are they optimistic? Are they pessimistic? What are they optimistic or pessimistic about? You did a survey. What did that survey find?
I did do a survey. I always love talking to brokers and seeing what they're seeing in the market, and this is what we found. So going into the back half of 2019, the green lines here are optimism, of course, and we see the most optimistic points of view of the market is with capacity. So retaining your shipper customers is the most, just because trucks are so easy to find, it's so easy to move freight right now. Truck capacity comes in a close second. Negotiating rates with carriers is just this whole theme of overcapacity in the market, and brokers are the most positive about that. Now, once you get more to this side of the map,
we see a lot of red down there,
a little bit of red. Acquiring new shipper customers is going to be difficult in this environment. Load volumes, everyone's worried about where those are going. We've been seeing a pickup over the last month compared to 2018, so hopefully that continues. But negotiating rates with shippers, gross margins, those are all kind of not quite as positive at all. Coming down here to contract rates. So contract rates is going to be a problem as shippers come back with the loose capacity and the load volumes as they are now. If those improve a little bit, then you're going to have a little bit more firm footing on your contract negotiations going into 2019. But if not, then it's going to be a tough battle with your shippers to keep your rates in place. So that's what freight brokers are thinking about right now.
Do you think it would be a much different story if you were to do the same survey in 2018?
It would have been huge.
Yeah.
It would have been like completely inverse almost, right?
So a lot more green.
A lot more green. Actually, not even inverse. It would just be a lot more green. Everything was clicking right? It was tough capacity. So maybe over here on truck capacity, they might be a little bit more pessimistic, but on rates and gross margins and negotiations with their customers have been very positive.
Are we seeing the market pick up now? And so this could change a bit. They could be a little more optimistic now.
On this side of the plane, you could get a little bit more optimistic. As I said, July and going into August, freight volumes are above 2018. So now we're getting good year-on-year comparables to go off of. Capacity is still loose. There's still a lot of overcapacity in the market. So these could even get more elevated a little bit if the load volumes kick up. So it will be an interesting 2019 to see how we match demand or freight volumes with capacity in the market.
Yeah, definitely be interesting to see how the year finishes off. Of course, you are watching on YouTube, so hit that subscribe button. Follow us on Facebook, LinkedIn, and Instagram. We hope everyone has a great day.